A story like this invites you to explore the culture and the history in a way that other textbooks just simply don't. We have a lot of textbooks that explain, cultural, religious, historical details, and they're done in a very didactic way. A story like this sort of is pulling a fictional thread, and therefore it just is entertaining. It's a lot of fun to read the story. You just wonder from chapter to chapter what's going to happen next to this guy. You're invited to follow the life of a Roman centurion named Appius. And he has a concubine named Livia, and the two of them live in Syria. And what happens is that Appius is called up to northern Syria on the Euphrates River, and he then leads a campaign against Parthians. Now, things happen in this man's life that you just won't expect, and we get to follow what happens to him and Livia as they move back into southern Syria, and they actually come into the province of Judea. Unexpectedly, Appius is assigned to be the centurion of Galilee's Capernaum. So he moves with a small squadron of men into Capernaum, and that's where things get interesting. So here in this New Testament book, what you get to do is read a narrative which is different than most New Testament books you'll ever see. But as you read the narrative, I'll be explaining to you some of the cultural and historical details which he is experiencing along the way. So we get to talk about how the Roman army is organized. We'll talk about how slaves are treated. We'll talk about brothels. We'll talk about blood sport in the Roman world. And through it all, what I think we'll do is get a window into the life of a centurion like we normally don't have. I think we're putting a full life and body around these characters. In other words, we sometimes look at the characters inside of the scripture as being almost two-dimensional. They just play this little role on the stage, they have a couple of lines, and then they disappear. But the fact is they have families, they have jobs, they have relationships, they live in a thriving culture all around them, and we don't see them in the full complexity of who they are. So that's what a fictional approach permits us to do. It enables us to step into the world of our characters in a way that we normally never do. And when you step into that world, you see, oh my goodness, these people who are in the Gospels, they have lives that I don't understand. I am a foreigner to their world and to their culture. So this permits me to have a little bit of fun with reconstructing that story, not with the just 10 verses we have inside of the New Testament, but reconstructing the story with about 150 pages of fiction and cultural detail. I think you'll find really interesting and fun.